Actually now may be a good time to do that. In fact, I will continue with properties. So, if you have, so I will continue with that in a little bit. So, if you have a function, so let f from let f for g, let me just use f from omega to r union plus minus infinity be an arbitrary measurable function. Then write f is equal to f plus minus f minus, where f plus of omega greater than or equal to 0, f minus of omega is greater than or equal to 0 for all omega in omega. So, what I am going to do is, if you give me a function which takes negative values as well as positive values for various omegas, I am going to go ahead and resolve it as f plus minus f minus, okay, where these are, this is the positive component, this is the negative component. Okay. So, in picture what I am doing is, let us say this omega is simply real line for the sake of argument. So, if you have a function f that looks like that, okay, let us say it looks like that. So, this is a function that takes both positive and negative values. I will keep f plus as the part above the, so I will only, that will be my f plus, right, and my f minus will be not that, but the flipped version of that. Okay. So, because f minus I want it to be non negative. So, I will take my f minus to be the flipped version of that, it will be like that. Okay. So, that f can be written as f plus minus f minus for all omega. Okay. So, is this clear? Now, I am going to define. So, I am going to do something very logical. So, define integral f d mu as integral f plus d mu minus integral f minus d mu. Okay. And this is well defined as long as at least one of the integrals is finite. And undefined otherwise. Undefined otherwise. So, what I am trying to say is, you resolve your function which takes positive and negative values into f plus minus f minus. Okay. Now, f plus and f minus are both non negative measurable functions. Okay. So, if you want to explicitly write, so f plus is simply max of f comma 0, is not it, right, and f minus will be minus min of f comma 0, correct. So, that formally those are the definitions of f plus and f minus for each omega, all right. So, and then you define integral f d mu as the integral f plus minus integral f minus, and these two things are well defined, right. How do you define these? These are non negative functions. So, you can use this earlier definition. Okay. So, these two are always well defined. Now, the question is this minus that well defined? See, now there are several possibilities. It may be, see, this guy is a non negative function. So, its integral must be non negative. Okay. So, it may be a non negative real number or it may be plus infinity, correct. So, this integral may be some real number or plus infinity. Similarly, this integral may be some real number or plus infinity. If they are both real numbers finite, then this will be one real number minus some other real number, perfectly well defined, no problem. If this were to be infinity and this were to be some real number, then you have infinity minus some real number which you call plus infinity, no problem. Okay. So, the totally 4 possibilities, this will be, so let us say this is finite and that is plus infinity, then you will have real number minus infinity which is minus infinity, that is also no problem. The last situation is where this is infinity and this is infinity, okay, then infinity minus infinity is not defined. Okay. So, except when, so in the case when both this integral and that integral are both plus infinity, this integral is not defined, okay, it has no meaning, but in all other cases it has a meaning. Okay. You either, it will either be a real number or it will be infinity or minus infinity, but infinity minus infinity has no meaning. Okay. Is that clear? So, we have actually defined now integral over, so integral over of any function, integral of any function over the space is well defined now, any measurable function. Okay. It is well defined as long as not both of them are infinity. Okay. And finally, so while I am at it, so I will define the last bit also, when, so let A be f measurable and f an arbitrary measurable function. Okay. Then integral over a f d mu, right, that is what I want to define. So, this will, if I define that also, I am done defining everything that I wanted to define, right, then I can continue with properties. All right. So, I am now integrating not over the whole space. So far I have been integrating over the whole space. Remember, if I do not put anything here, it means I am integrating over omega, right. Now, I am not integrating over omega, I am integrating over a particular f measurable set A. Okay. Now, this is by definition equal to integral f I A d mu. What does this mean? This is the product of f and the indicator of A. Okay. So, this will take value f whenever the omega is in A, otherwise this integrand will be 0, right. This is the definition of this, and this is well defined because f is a measurable function, I A is an indicator of a event. So, I A is a measurable function and you can show that product of two measurable functions is always a measurable function, right. So, this guy inside the parenthesis is a measurable function and you know how to talk about integral of a measurable function d mu, like that, right, no problem. Okay. So far everybody fine with the definition so far? So, now then we can proceed with some more properties. let G let me write like let H greater than or equal to G greater than or equal to 0, then integral H d mu is greater than or equal to integral G d mu, which is itself greater than or equal to 0. Okay. And for the random variable version, this will look like, so for the random variable version, this will look like if x greater than or equal to y, then expectation of x is greater than or equal to expectation of y. So how do you prove this? You have, so now you have to do two things. So you have, so let us, I mean I am just sticking to non negative functions now, okay. You can actually prove this even more generally, but let us, once you prove it for non negative function, it is easy to prove for in more generality. Now H is bigger than or equal to G, right, which means the, you remember S G, right, correspondingly there will be S H, right. So S G will consist of all those simple functions which are less than or equal to G, and S H will consist of all those simple functions which is less than or equal to H, but H is always bigger than or equal to G. So S G is contained in, right, exactly, S G is contained in S H because of this. Is this clear? Every simple function which is less than or equal to G is also necessarily less than or equal to H, correct, but there may be simple functions here which are not here, right, because H may be bigger, correct. So what, so this is, now you can easily prove what you want to prove, because now you are supremizing over a bigger set, right, the integral H d mu, right, is the supremum over S H, and integral G d mu is the supremum over a smaller set S G, and therefore the supremum over a bigger set is always bigger than or equal to supremum over the smaller set, and this will follow, correct. Any questions? If G equals H, G equals H mu almost everywhere, then integral H d mu equals integral G d mu. Okay, this is a very important property, and the corresponding random variable version will be what? If x equals y, almost surely then their expectations are equal. Okay. If x equals y almost surely, which means that they only differ on a set of probability 0, then expectation of x equals expectation of y. Okay. So this is saying that if you have any two functions which differ only on a set of some mu measure 0, then the corresponding integrals will be equal if you are integrating with respect to that measure. So, for example, if lambda were to be, if mu were to be lambda, the Lebesgue measure, and if say two functions both defined on the real line, for example, if two functions are equal except on a set of Lebesgue measure 0, then their Lebesgue integrals will be equal, correct. Consider for example, the Dirichlet function we studied, right. So, the Dirichlet function is 0 except on a set of rationals, which is a measure 0 set, right. So, the integral of the Dirichlet function is same as the integral of the function which is 0 everywhere, right. So, and the integral is 0, right. So, that is what this is saying. So, colloquially this property can be stated as, oh, if you change the value of the function on a measure 0 set of points, the integral does not change, okay. But both these mu's should be the same, okay. They differ only on a set of mu measure 0, then the integral with respect to that measure will not change. Okay, you cannot have like different, you cannot have a Lebesgue measure here and some other measure here, that does not work, right. This measure and this measure must be the same, okay. And similarly, if two random variables are equal with probability 1, then expectation of x is equal to expectation of y. So, this again, so this proof again follows from the definitions, okay. So, any difference lies in a set of mu measure 0, and for say the simple functions, if you try to approximate them from simple functions, the mu, this the term where you consider the measure of the set will be 0, and therefore, you will find that the integrals are equal, okay. Property number 6, if g greater than or equal to 0 is such that integral g d mu equals 0, then g equals 0 mu almost everywhere. So, this is the converse to a property we have already studied, right. We said if g equals 0 except possibly on a set of measure 0, the integral is 0, but now we are saying that if the integral is 0, then g is 0 mu almost everywhere, but this holds only if this is only for non negative functions, okay. If g can be negative, you may well have a situation where this part and this part cancel out, right, the integral f plus and if integral f minus may cancel out. But if you only have a non negative function whose integral is 0, then the function itself must be 0 mu almost everywhere, okay. And the random variable version will be if x greater than or equal to 0 is such that expectation of x equals 0, then x is equal to 0 almost surely, okay.